Hello everyone. I get this question everywhere from my students and English lovers that what is the difference between the models can and could? Well, in this lesson, I will teach you the usage and differences of models can and could. It will be elaborated with the best examples and I will show you how to use it correctly without making a mistake. First, I will start from comparing and differentiating can and could. The main use of can is for the ability. It will show the ability of person to do a thing. Here are some examples. Example number 1, I can swim across the river. Number 2, he can win the match. Number 3, he can buy a luxury car. So, all these express ability. What about could? Well, could. As I mentioned in my previous video lecture that it is the past tense of verb can. I can say I could swim across the river when I was young. That means I had the ability in the past but now I cannot swim because it has been a long time and am too old now. Here a couple of examples. He could win the match until he had a good practice. She could buy a luxury car when she was wealthy. So, in these sentences, can shows the present ability and could shows the past ability. This is the first difference between the two verbs. The second difference is when we want to talk about the possibility. To talk about what is possible, we normally use could and not can. Now imagine you and me, we are both waiting for a bus at bus station. It's time for bus to arrive, but we don't see it. So I might say the bus could be late. The bus could be late. It is in present. So I am making the guess about the current situation, saying what is possible. Here is another example. If you don't hurry, you could be late. Are you sure to be getting late? No, you could reach in time, but I am saying that it is possible that if you don't hurry, you will be late. Notice that this sentence talks about future possibility. Here, the question arises that we just talked about the present and future possibility. Can we talk about past possibility? Yes, we can. Here is an example. She could have passed the test if she had taken the classes. So, what do we understand from that? Well, there was a test. It was possible for her to go for the test and pass it, but she didn't take the classes. So, she failed the test. Now, as I said before, we use could in all these sentences to talk about what is possible in the past, present, and future. But there is one situation where you can use can, and that is when you want to talk about general possibility. For example, you can catch a cold if you go out in the rain. Example number 2. Traveling across Australia can be quite expensive. You can see that these are just general statements about what is possible in the world. In this case, it is okay to use can, but this use is less common. Normally, when we talk about possibility in our lives, we use could. Let's now move to the final use of can and could. And this is in polite expressions when we talk to people. There are 4 situations you need to know about. The first is making suggestions. For this purpose, we use could. Here are some examples. Example number 1, we could go to the movie if you like. You could ask the teacher if you have any problem. In the first sentence, I am making the suggestion about watching the movie. In second, I am suggesting that If you had problem, why don't you consult the teacher? Using could just makes it very polite. The second situation is making request. Here both can and could are possible. For example, can you pass me the pen? Or could you pass me the salt please? Or on the phone, can I speak to David? Or could I speak to David please? Did you notice that I said please at the end of sentences with could? That's because could is more polite than can. So, if you are in a formal situation like you are talking to your boss or other superior and you want to be very polite, use could. If you are with friends and family, then can is fine. Our next function is making offers. For example, can I get you something to eat? Or could I get you something to eat, sir? Can I help you with that? Or could I help you with that, madam? Again, notice the extra politeness with could. Finally, the last conversational situation is when we want to ask for permission. Here are some sentences. Can I borrow your car? Or could I borrow your car, please? Can I take the day off tomorrow? Or could I take the day off tomorrow? If you are very friendly with your boss at work, you would use can. But if your boss is very strict, then you would use could. Now, I will compare can and could in one chart with best example to make it easy to understand. Use of can and could for general ability. For example, I can speak 4 languages. I could play a guitar when I was a child. Here, can shows the general ability of speaking 4 languages of a person. Remember, it is in present form. On the other side, could also shows the ability of person who was able to play guitar but is no longer capable of. So becomes the past ability. Another use, it's used for permission. For example, can I use your book please? It is purely a permission in a bit less polite and less formal way. Could I use your bathroom please? It is more polite and formal. Another use of can and could, request for something. Can you help me please? Here, someone is requested to help in informal way. Could you lend me this book? This request or permission has been done in more polite way. For possibility, smoking can cause cancer. Here, it is general possibility that smoking can cause cancer. Note that cancer has not been caused here, but the general possibility has been applied. A lot of crime could be prevented. Here, the damage has been done already, but some possible suggestions have been given. If that suggestion have been executed, then the quantity of crimes could be prevented. Another use for offer. For example, can I help you? Can shows the offer for help. For suggestion, we could go to the movie if you like. Could acted as a polite suggestion for a movie watch if they like. For cannot are not allowed. You cannot smoke in this room. Someone is stopped or not allowed informally to do a prohibited act inside a room. Conditional of can. For example, I could visit many places if I had more money. Here could has been used for condition. If this happened, then that had happened. So, in our lecture today, we covered every aspect of modals can and could. Hopefully, it would have helped you and might have cleared the ambiguities. If you found this video helpful, then do share it with your nears and dears to help them as well. If you have any query, please do ask in the comment section or through my personal WhatsApp. You will get your answers for sure. Do share your suggestions for making improvements in our performance. For more videos, stay tuned to this channel. Thank you so much.